Hello everyone, Dave here back with another video. I started filming this earlier, but then I went on a whole like 9-minute tangent about Pokemon Scarlet, so I decided to refilm this and break that up and do its own video. But anyway, yeah, this is my Nintendo Switch collection. I wanted to get something out. I've been very busy with other videos, whether editing, filming. I've also been doing some more stand-up, which has kept me occupied, work, whatever. But it's just that time of the year where things get busy. So I apologize for the uploads being not as frequent as they normally are. But you know what? The collection videos here on the channel usually do fairly well. Of course, my manga collection usually does well. I did a collection on my anime DVDs, my Funkos. That's all in a playlist on my channel called Collections if you're interested in that sort of stuff. But I thought today I'd add to it with my Nintendo Switch collection. I love the Switch. It's my favorite console. It's the only console I own right now because I wasn't using my Xbox, and then my PS4 got hacked and someone bought like $300 worth of games. And they were all like bad games too, which I think makes me even more mad. Like, I'm more mad that they spent my money buying fucking like FIFA 20 and like some other like random bullshit. I think I'm more mad about that than them actually stealing $300. But whatever. After all that happened, I was kind of a little annoyed with PlayStation, kind of done with that. So I sold my PS4 and I've been playing the Switch. And in my opinion, the Switch is my favorite console. I think it's obviously not power-like and graphically and whatever. Like, it's not superior at all to the PlayStation and Xbox, especially the new PlayStation and Xbox. But I think the quality of games is very strong. I think anyone can find, no matter who you are, you can at least find something you'd like to play on Switch. So, you know, and I'm a guy who likes a lot of different games, so I have a pretty, a lot of different stuff. So we'll start out with the physical games. It's only these. I had to cut down because I needed money and I needed space, and there was a lot that I wasn't playing. But these are the current physical games I own. First off is Pokemon Scarlet. I went into a whole thing about that. Like I said, I had to refilm this video. If you're curious, that video is going to go up probably about the same time, if not before this one's going up. So, long story short, it's okay, but I got a lot of issues. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I don't need to go into that. It's Smash Bros. Probably the best iteration of Smash Bros. That we've had. You could spend an entire game where, like, you could play an entire time. What am I trying to say? Like, you could get a whole game's worth of time just out of the normal Smash modes. But the whole Spirit board and the whole like adventure mode that they put in is really cool. Like, my buddy and I, for the past like year, have, whenever we've been able to like see each other or hang out and long enough to play, we've been like playing the mode together. So that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, it's Smash Bros. I don't think you really need to go into that. Next is Persona 5 Royal. I've heard a lot of great things about this game, and I've started playing it myself. I actually have a video on my initial impressions, which has like almost 700 views at the time of recording. So that's pretty neat for me. I'm sure a lot of people know about Persona 5 at this point. It took a minute for me to get into, but I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it a lot more than I was at the start. I was a little unsure about if I would be able to stick with it, but I think I can. And also, I was able to snag the Steelbook. Somebody apparently pre-ordered it and just never picked it up. So when I went in to buy it, they were like, "Hey, do you want the Steelbook version?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So that's pretty cool. But yeah, Persona 5 Royal, pretty good game so far. I'm actually really liking it. I'm about, I think, like 40 hours in, which isn't even scratching the surface, apparently. Apparently it's a fucking 100-hour game, so we'll see what happens there. Next, we got Tactics Ogre Reborn. I'm a big Final Fantasy Tactics fan. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I played War of the Lions. I've never actually played the Tactics Ogre, which is kind of what it's what Final Fantasy Tactics was born from. And I do like it. I love the tactics gameplay. It's just for some reason it's a little difficult for me to get into fully. I don't know if I just don't know enough about the mechanics, because like I feel myself getting my ass kicked constantly. And I don't know. It's, if anybody's got any tips on like Tactics Ogre, I'd love to hear them. Like the union level and like the level cap is the same. So like I train up my troops, but then they hit this level cap, so I can't train them anymore. And then I have a hard time figuring out how to upgrade the union level so that I can keep leveling people up. And then I go into battles either under leveled and get my ass kicked, or properly leveled and I still get my ass kicked, but I win. But then my troops don't gain any experience because they're at the level cap. So it's like that system I'm not the biggest fan of. If anybody's got any tips for me, I'd love to hear them, because I do really like this game and I want to get into it more, but at the start it's a little kind of it's a little hard for me to get into. Next we got the Borderlands collection with Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and Borderlands 2. I love Borderlands. Borderlands 2 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I don't think there's much to say about Borderlands. If you know Borderlands, you know Borderlands. Even the pre-sequel, a lot of people dogged on it when it came out. I really don't mind the pre-sequel. I think a bad Borderlands game is still, well, that's not true, because 3 was pretty bad, and also it was, I was gonna say a bad Borderlands game is still a pretty good game, but 3 was like, I don't know, 3 was fine. 3 was fine. So I don't know, maybe not that statement, but I still feel like a bad Borderlands game is still a decent game at the very least. So I don't know. And you get 3 games in one. Unfortunately, the pre-sequel and 2 are download only, which I don't like. I like physical, because I like just how things look on a shelf. I like the feeling of actually owning something, because when something is digital, and we'll get into my digital games and then, in a second, I never feel like I truly own it. But whatever, that's Borderlands. Starlink, Battle for Atlas. This game is actually super fucking underrated. I really like this game. I actually want to get back into it. It's one of those Toys to Life games, that fad that was big, and then it kind of died down, and then it came back for a minute, and this is one of the games that kind of helped try to bring it back, but it flopped. Like, this game really flopped. I got it physical because I wanted to get the Star Fox stuff. I'm not even a big Star Fox fan. I just thought it was interesting. But yeah, honestly, playing it, it's kind of a chill game. You just fly around these interesting, cool-looking vistas. It's very repetitive, admittedly, but the gameplay itself, I think, is fun enough to at least carry that repetitiveness for a little while. It's one of those games that I feel like you could turn on and zone out while you're, like, listening to a podcast, or, like, while you're, like, got a TV show or something on in the background, or music or whatever, and you just zone out and play this game. If you're going to pick this up, which I do recommend, I would recommend, honestly, as much as I just said I would rather physical stuff, this is one of the few instances I would actually say get the digital version, because it comes with everything, at least to my knowledge. My buddy got the digital version, and I'm pretty sure it comes with everything. And the physical stuff, it has this really weird thing where if you don't, like, click in your characters or, like, certain ships, like, within a certain amount of time, they reset. It's been a few years since I've actually played it, but, like, I got, it came with, like, Star Fox, and then it came with, like, the regular, like, main pilot guy. And I picked up, like, the Eli Underwood figure just because he looks cool. He's, like, a tree guy with, like, a cool hat and guns and stuff. And I switched back to Star Fox because I was just playing as him. But then Eli started getting this counter. And, like, if you let it go too long, then his, like, level reset or something like that. It was just this very odd mechanic that I get, like, why they put it in to, like, make you, like, put the characters back in, because they want you to use them, but it also just felt really silly and kind of this arbitrary timer that didn't make any sense. But I could be wrong on that. I could need a refresher. I do really want to replay this game. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I don't know. It is underrated. I would say get the digital if you're gonna get it. I'm sure at this point you could probably get it pretty cheap. I don't know if it goes on sale or not. But yeah, I would say it's pretty underrated. It is kind of a little like depending on how you feel about space games and depending on how you feel about the whole Toys to Life mechanic and stuff. But I would say it's pretty fun. Next, we got Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions. This game is a game that when it first came out on PS4, I was super fucking pumped for it. I love sports. I love anime, sports anime games. It's a winning combination. I first got it and I just sucked at it. I just couldn't understand it. I didn't get the mechanics. I just was having a hard time with it. And it was super frustrating and I was really disappointed because I was like, I really want to like this game, but I'm just bad at it. And it went beyond me just being bad at it. Like, I looked up videos. I tried to legitimately train. Like, I was actually training for an actual football or soccer match. I trained on how to play this game good. Couldn't happen. Didn't happen. So I sold it, and then a little while later, bought it again here on the Switch. Got back into it. I don't know if they patched things. I don't know if I just was at a place mentally where I could, like, do it better, but I liked it a lot more, and I've taken a break from it because I played the fuck out of it. Like, this was the game. Like, everybody can any gamer out there, you can agree, like, you might play 1 or 2 or 3 games at the same time, but there's that game that takes up your time for a long while, and this was it for a long time. I was actually going to do a series, like a franchise a while back, and then I just didn't do it because I was so burnt out on the game. But I do want to play it again because it is fun, and also maybe in honor of the World Cup we'll do something. Let me know if you guys want to see something like that. But yeah, it's a fun game. Next we got Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I fucking love Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is one of my favorite franchises, and this game was actually mad fun. This was, again, the game for a while. Like, I played this nonstop for like a good few months. I do want to play it again because actually I've only played it through once, so maybe it was only about a month. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to think. I don't know. But this was the game for at least a few weeks, I think is what I meant to say. I've only played it through once, which especially the newer Fire Emblem games is like, you got to play it through at least 1 or 2 times, to like work with all the characters and do all the fun stuff and whatever. But so I do want to get back to doing this, but I think a lot of stuff kind of came out recently that I wanted to put my attention on. So, but I do really like this game. It is a lot of fun, and yeah. This is my only imported game. This is Super Robot Wars T. I imported this from Asia. I don't remember. I think China, maybe. I don't remember exactly where in Asia. But it's like it's like a lot like Fire Emblem, but with like anime robots. So you've got like Gundams in here. You've got like Vaughn from Gunsword. You've got like Captain Harlock, I think his name is. You've got all the featured works on the back here. So things like Gundam, Armored Trooper, Cowboy Bebop. You've got a Spike's ship. It's not on the cover, but it's just a cool like tactics kind of RPG thing that I want to replay because I got into it and then other stuff came out and then I stopped. So I never actually finished this one, but it's a lot of fun. And it feels cool to own an imported game. I don't know why I paid $80 because I don't think it's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun, but I don't think it's worth $80. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, that's how that goes. Next up is one of my favorite games of all time, Dragon Quest XI. I know I still have the fucking GameStop stickers on these. I'm lazy and I forget to take them off, and then they leave shit like that. But Dragon Quest XI is one of my favorite games of all time. Dragon Quest is another one of my favorite franchises, along with Fire Emblem. I played through Dragon Quest, I think, 3 or 4 times, and I want to replay it again. and I told myself once I get a new TV, I'll play it through because I want to play it through on a nice brand new TV. And I did get a new TV, and then of course Pokemon came out and Tactics Ogre came out, and I started playing Persona 5. So unfortunately, Dragon Quest XI is gonna have to wait a little while before I play it again. But I'm very excited for whenever that day comes because Dragon Quest XI is fucking fantastic. Last but possibly least is Mario Golf Super Rush. This game was like, I love golf. I do. I play it in real life. I suck at it, but I do love it, and I love golf video games. So I really was excited to play this, especially with the whole like RPG story mode. I'm a sucker for like RPG shit. It was fine, but there really wasn't any content outside of that. It was just the golf and then the story mode, which you think would work, but the courses weren't like Mario courses. They were just like golf courses with like a little Mario flair on them. So it really didn't feel like you were playing a Mario golf game. It felt like you were playing a golf game with Mario characters. And that kind of got a little boring after a while. Some of the modes that they put in were cool. They gave some free DLC down the line, like new characters, new courses, but it kind of was a little too late. Once you finish the main like RPG golf adventure story mode thing, that was kind of it. There was no incentive to replay it, and the final boss fight was fucking stupid. I don't know if I'm just bad, but it took me 6 tries. I was so mad because I was like, this shouldn't be this difficult, but for some reason I was having a hard time with it. But anyway, it's fine. I keep it around for every once in a while if I want to play it with the boys, if we want to go golfing. If playing it with people, that I will say, if you play this with people, you'll have a fucking blast. Playing it by yourself, it's kind of boring. Playing it through like the first time, the golf adventure, or at least if you just want some chill golf, whatever by yourself, it's fun, I guess. But really, you want to play that game with other people. That's really where you're gonna have the most fun. So next, we're gonna go through my digital games real quick. I got nothing to show because I'm obviously just going off of here. I'm not gonna go super in depth with these, and I'm only gonna because I have so many that I deleted to make space that we'd be here forever. I'm just gonna go through the ones that I currently have downloaded. So Fire Emblem Three Houses, honestly, besides Spider-Man on PS4, might be my favorite game of all time. It's fucking fantastic. I've played it at least 6 times, at least half a dozen times. Pokemon Shield, a lot of people ragged on Sword and Shield when they came out. I actually liked it. I understood why people didn't like it, but for me personally, I actually had a lot of fun with it. Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission, very interesting take on like a Dragon Ball card game, kind of. It's actually a lot of fun. It's another game that I want to replay at some point. Bravely Default 2, excellent RPG. Never finished it because other stuff came out at the time, but it's a good RPG. Yet another game that I gotta add to my fucking backlog of me wanting to try to get back to finishing. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. It's been like this with that game. Like, there are times where I really enjoy it, and there are times where I absolutely fucking hate it. I played it recently, because a lot of games I played by myself, and playing this with other people is fun, but the camera sucks dick, so it really takes out of the experience. But I was playing it with some of my homies a few weeks ago, and we were having a fucking blast. That Doctor Strange fight is bullshit. And we got through it by the skin of our teeth. Like, Spider-Man got a lucky stun and like killed Doctor Strange, and we all went ballistic. It was fun. So like, if you're playing it with other people, it's a lot of fun. Playing it by yourself, it's another one of those games where you play it by yourself, you might have some fun. I definitely did have fun playing it alone, but playing it with other people is a lot of fun. SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I've made videos on this. I took a break from it because a lot of other games came out, but this is a game that I really enjoy and a game that I really want to get back to at some point. And I still haven't stopped, I still want to continue to make videos on it because, one, those videos actually do pretty well. on the channel. I have a playlist on SD Gundam Battle Alliance if you guys are interested in that. It's a fun game as well. Diablo 3, it's fantastic. It's Diablo. I don't need to go into that. Zombie Army 4, Dead War. It's another game that's surprisingly a lot of fun. I feel like it would be more fun with more people, but it's a fun, like, shooter, whatever. Not really much else to go on. Sword Art Online, Fatal Bullet. I hate Sword Art Online. I fucking hate it. But the games are actually pretty fun. Fatal Bullet, very repetitive, but the mechanics are actually kind of cool. A lot of cool RPG stuff, create a character, you know, leveling up, new gear, loot. That's all right up my fucking alley. Strange Brigade, made by the same, Rebellion, I believe, made by the same people who did Zombie Army 4. A really cool game. Something that I'd love to see done more is like that Indiana Jones-esque, like, you know, early 1900s, you know, tomb raiding type deal. I would love to see like a Indiana Jones game, but like in the style of like an Uncharted type thing. That would be kind of cool. Not that that's what Strange Brigade is. It's more of an arcade kind of shooter, but it's got a cool vibe, got a cool atmosphere. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, another excellent game, another game that I still have to fucking finish, put it on my backlog. Ni no Kuni 2, one of my favorite games of all time. I really want to replay that game here on the Switch, but I haven't even bought it because I know that I'm not going to be able to get to it for a long time. I have too much that I have to play through. Next we got Pokken Tournament DX, really solid Pokemon fighting game. Mutant League Football. Madden sucks dick, so really any other football game is a lot better. And this has got a lot of charm. It's like made like monster parodies of all the NFL players at the time, made parodies of all the teams, which is cool and fun. And it's fun. Like, I played it with my buddies, and it's fun to be like, oh yeah, we know that guy, and we know that guy, and that's who that's supposed to be. And it's just silly. Puzzle Quest, solid puzzle game. RPG shit. Not really anything else to go off there. Darkest Dungeon, great roguelite. I don't like roguelike games, and I like Darkest Dungeon, so if that says anything for you. Batman the Telltale series. I started a series of that on my channel. Got to about episode 3 and stopped. It's fine. I might finish it. Who knows? Mario Kart 8, Fall Guys, Castle Crashers, Overwatch 2, which is dead, I feel. And that's pretty much it. Honestly, that's I was kind of running through quick at the end because I don't really have much else to say, and also I feel like I've talked enough about my Switch collection here. So that's my Nintendo Switch collection, my physical and my digital games. Like I said, I've got playlists to some of the stuff that I talked about on my channel. I'm going to upload that Pokemon Scarlet impressions or whatever video either before or after this one. So look out for that if you guys are interested to see like my full thoughts. Again, it's a little if you guys have any comments, questions, whatever, leave them down below. I appreciate the support. Feel free to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. It really would. And any tips on fucking Tactics Ogre, please send them my way. I don't know how to play that game. I'm not good at it. I've been watching videos. I've been literally taking notes, and I just can't seem to get it. So, yeah, that's it. That's my Switch collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. More stuff on the way, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you all. Peace.